Looks like a bad night for some football fans. Ayo has got all the details.
Yes, indeed, that's what's happening in the English Premier League. So many results, I tell you. And we're starting off with Arsenal. Yes, the Gunners have ended a 5-year losing streak with a convincing 3-0 victory over title rivals Chelsea. Now, Arsenal outclassed the Blues in the much-anticipated encounter at the Emirates, scoring 3 quick first-half goals with some brilliant counter-attacking football. Earlier, Manchester United thrashed champions Leicester City 4-1 at Old Trafford. Bournemouth ended Everton's unbeaten run in the league with a 1-0 victory over the Toffees, courtesy of Junior Stanislas. Elsewhere, Liverpool thrashed 10-man Hull City 5-1 at Anfield, with James Milner scoring a brace. Heung-min Son's brace at the Liberty Stadium gave Tottenham a 2-1 away victory over Middlesbrough. Stoke and West Brom battled to a 1-0 draw, while Crystal Palace came from 2 goals down to defeat Sunderland by 3-2. Pep Guardiola's Manchester City secured a hard-fought 3-1 victory over Swansea at the Liberty Stadium. Sergio Aguero scoring a brace and Raheem Sterling scoring the third. Super Eagles forward Alex Iwobi has been named man of the match in the English Premier League game between Arsenal and Chelsea at the Emirates. Iwobi had a good game, combining well with the other forwards with his deft touches, precise passing and even calmness while in possession. The 20-year-old has been the Gunners' breakthrough star of the year 2016 and appears to be heading to the very top in his career. He will be in action again on Wednesday as the Gunners file out against Swiss side FC Basel in the UEFA Champions League. West African rivals Nigeria and Ghana have been drawn in Group A for the final tournament of the second edition of the Africa Beach Soccer Cup of Nations. Côte d'Ivoire and Egypt complete Group A, while holders Madagascar, Libya, Morocco and Senegal make up Group B. The draw for the tournament, which will be held in Lagos from December the 13th to the 18th, was conducted today at the CAF headquarters in Cairo. The finalists will qualify to represent the continent at the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup in the Bahamas in 2017. German defender Mats Hummels is an injury doubt for Bayern Munich ahead of their Crunch Champions League clash against Spanish side Atletico Madrid after limping against Hamburg in a German Bundesliga fixture. Hummels had to be taken off midway through after appearing to twist his right knee while tracking back. The 27-year-old originally re-entered the field after pulling up for a first time before flagging up that he was unable to continue with the game. And that's a wrap in sports news. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Sulaiman will be back with the rest of the news at 10.
The United Nations says nearly 2 million people are in desperate need of water in the besieged Syrian city of Aleppo. The UN Children's Agency UNICEF says fierce airstrikes launched on the city have prevented repairs to a damaged pumping station supplying rebel-held districts of the city. Fresh strikes were also reported in the city today as the Syrian army presses on with its push to retake rebel areas.
A video footage shot in rebel-held areas of Aleppo shows damaged buildings and desperate residents following airstrikes on the area. The video emerged as the city came under heavy bombardment, with warplanes launching some of the heaviest airstrikes yet on rebel-held parts of the city. Meanwhile, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov says he wants to see signs that the US-led coalition against Islamic State has influence over opposition groups on the ground in Syria, so as to ensure that any ceasefire can succeed. Mr. Lavrov made the comments at a news conference at the United Nations on the sidelines of the General Assembly debate.
Any truce, 7 days, 3 days, would be senseless, because I gave you examples of what was going on after 12th of September when the document was enforced. 350 attacks by the opposition close to Nusra against government troops and against living quarters. People get killed from the Syrian army, from the civilian population, and absolute inability of the American-led coalition.
The United States and Russia claimed a ceasefire deal earlier this month that held out the possibility of joint targeting of militants after a cessation of hostilities and delivery of humanitarian aid. But the ceasefire quickly collapsed, making the possibility of future cooperation between the former Cold War enemies appear to be unlikely.
It seems that some people want to spare Nusra and to keep it for maybe a later stage when the notorious Plan B might be announced.
The United States and Russia are on opposing sides of the 5.5-year-old war in which more than 400,000 people have died and 11 million others displaced. However, both countries share a commitment to defeat Islamic State militants who control parts of Syria and Iraq and have sympathizers worldwide.
At least 5 people have been shot dead after a gunman opened fire at a shopping center in Burlington, Washington State. Police officers have released a picture of the suspected gunman who fled the scene armed with a rifle. The Cascade Mall and nearby shops have been evacuated, and police have asked the public to stay away. The motive for the attack is not clear. And the main news again, one soldier was today killed after militants suspected to be members of the Bakasso strike force attacked a Nigerian army position in Cross River State in Nigeria's Niger Delta region. 2 of the militants were also said to have been killed in the counter. Also today, President Muhammadu Buhari left the United States for Nigeria after attending the 71st UN General Assembly. Before his departure, President Buhari requested for the release of $391 million pledged by the US and UK for the humanitarian crisis in the Lake Chad area. That's the news at 10 tonight. Many thanks for watching.